Viewers, as I promised that I would speak on Tigray's anti-drone capabilities, today I got some time to talk about this rumor, I would say, that Tigray has acquired anti-drone weaponry. Has Tigray acquired any anti-drone weaponry? Is there any effective anti-drone weaponry? How did Tigray acquire this weapon? Can it be effective? Several questions. I thought of a detailed look at all these questions. Viewers, I am not in the business of giving false hopes. I analyze developments very objectively. I am not here to make efforts to prop up some sides or to bring down some sides. It's not my job. My job is to report facts, to analyze facts, to speak the truth, to inform you about facts. That is what I do. Now, let me just elaborate on the picture. It will be easy to understand for you if you know the whole picture of Tigray. Tigray is under a siege. On all sides, nothing can enter Tigray. To the east, there is Afar. To the north, Eritrea. To the west, western Tigray, heavy presence of Amhara, ENDF, Eritrean forces. And to the south, there is Amhara region. So on all sides, Tigray is encircled. The aid which arrives, UN or other aid agencies' aid, which arrives in Tigray, it first arrives in Addis Ababa. It lands on Bole Airport. On Bole Airport, the aid is offloaded. It is thoroughly checked. Then it is allowed to proceed towards Tigray by air or by road. If it travels to Tigray by road through Afar, then on several points it is again checked. There were 7 checkpoints in Afar. Then they were reduced to 2. So on its way from Mekelle to Addis Ababa to Mekelle, this aid is checked several times. All the arrangements have been made to ensure that nothing enters Tigray. Whether by road or by air, nothing is entering Tigray without the approval of Ethiopian government. That is the whole picture that you need to know when people say that Tigray has acquired anti-drone weapons which will be game changer in coming days. Now, how do anti-drone weapons work, viewers? Anti-drone weapons means radars, jammers, missiles. You need to locate the drone with a radar. Then either you will shoot it down with a missile or you will jam it. You will try to disconnect the data link between the drone and its ground control station on the ground, or the drone and the satellite, because drones are either operated through line of sight or through satellite. So you need to have radars, jammers, and missiles to bring down drones. There are some aircrafts with such jamming and radar capabilities, which some countries have. They keep on flying in the air. Once they spot a drone, once they detect a drone, they try to jam it, or they send a signal to air defense systems on the ground or in the air. Some aircraft could be there to shoot down the drone. Ethiopia, Tigray does not have any such airborne electronic warfare systems or aircrafts with jamming and radar capabilities. Second option would be to have radars and jammers on the ground. On the ground, radars will detect the drone and jammers will try to disconnect the data link, the communication link between drone and its GCS, drone or the satellite. And you need to place these jammers and radars close to line of communication between the drone and the GCS. Can one jammer or one radar work for entire Tigray? I don't think that such a jammer or radar has been invented so far which can cover the entire Tigray. Tigray would need dozens of such jammers and radars, viewers. Tigray is not a small place, it's not a building, it's a region, it's a big region. You cannot cover this big region, which is being targeted by dozens of drones, because I think 2 days ago in a story by Reuters, we saw mention of 20 drones which are in operation. So 20 drones cannot be countered by one jammer or by one radar. And these jammers and radars are extremely sophisticated, modern and costly pieces of equipment. Russians have Karasakha. Turkey has Koral. Israelis are known for having electronic warfare systems with jamming and radar capabilities. I don't think that any African country has such modern jamming and radar capabilities, weapons with such capabilities. So, if Tigray has secured one jamming weapon with radar capabilities, we cannot say that Tigray has secured anti-drone weapons. Even that is not confirmed. As I told you, I shared the entire picture with you. Tigray is under siege. Nothing can enter Tigray without Ethiopian government's approval. How would Tigray secure dozens of jammers and dozens of radars to bring down, to detect these drones flying in the air from all sides towards Tigray? So that is why you should not believe these rumors. Tigray cannot counter these drones by having one or two anti-drone weapons. I'm not talking about quadcopters or small reconnaissance drones. I'm talking about combat drones, Turkish TB2s, Chinese Winglongs. These are not ordinary quadcopters. These are not reconnaissance common drones. These are extremely sophisticated modern drones, battle tested. These drones know how to bypass radars. We saw that in Syria war. We saw that in Nagorno-Karabakh war. Russians deployed Karasakha in Idlib, I think, on Turkey-Syria border. But some TB2s were brought down by those Karasakhas. But we saw that those TB2s destroyed several Russian Pantsir air defense systems in Syria and in Libya too. What happened in Nagorno-Karabakh? S-300 were destroyed. S-300, Russian long-range air defense system worth millions of US dollars were destroyed by Turkish TB2s and Israeli Harab kamikaze drones. I shared videos of those strikes. So even S-300 is not 100% effective against these modern combat drones. The countries which are manufacturing drones, they are working on electronic warfare systems too. Like Turkey has made Coral, which counters jammers. If drones are not able to operate because of jammers, then these corals come into play. Turkey exports corals to some countries. We don't have confirmation, but if countries which have received drones and they are facing jamming problems by rival forces, they can import corals from Turkey. So Turkey has worked a lot on electronic warfare systems. And interestingly, viewers, all countries known for having worked on electronic warfare systems are supporting Ethiopian government. Turkey, Russia, Israel. Three countries are known for working on electronic warfare systems and for producing some as well, Coral, and some Israeli as well. And they are supporting Ethiopian government. So Tigray is not in a position to acquire anti-drone weapons. Tigray would need dozens of jammers, radars, and some electronic warfare systems, which it cannot afford, it cannot get because it's under siege. What can Tigray do is that Tigray can make adjustments on the ground. It can try to make drones less effective by denying intelligence to drones. Drones need intelligence from the ground, viewers. Uh, though they have reconnaissance capabilities, but still on the ground intelligence is very important for drones. And when Tigray forces were in Amhara and Afar regions, they were more vulnerable because ground intelligence was easily available to Ethiopian Air Force. But now when TDF has withdrawn into Amhara Afar regions, now ground intelligence will be hard to find for Ethiopian government forces, especially after TDF has done its readjustments regarding its military assets, regarding the movement of TDF generals, TPLF leaders. It would be difficult for Ethiopian government forces to get intelligence from the ground from Tigray. That is how Tigray will counter this drone. It will make adjustment on the ground and it will try to halt the supplies of these drones to Ethiopia from Turkey, UAE, and Iran. We have seen a visit of Jeffrey Feltman, US envoy of the Horn of Africa. He visited Turkey. He raised the issue of drone deliveries to Ethiopia. So that is how Tigray would try to put pressure upon the countries like Turkey, UAE, and Israel to stop drone deliveries to Ethiopia. Tigray can counter drones with drones, but how to acquire these drones? How will these drones reach Tigray? Countries too counter drone with drones. If you don't have any effective anti-drone weaponry, you need to have drones to counter drones. They hit you, you hit them. On the ground, of course, not uh, aerial combat. Their drones will hit your targets, your drones will hit their targets. But Tigray is not in a position to adopt this strategy too. So far, Tigray can make on the ground adjustments. It can try to stop drone deliveries to Ethiopia. It can try to acquire some radars and jammers. It can try if there is a way for these jammers and radars to reach Tigray. Thank you for watching.